We're gonna call the meeting to order.
Oh, she doesn't like them. They had them once. They do have meat too.
I thought it was.
Yeah, I know, but I want a sword and I can't get a sword in my drawing.
I'm trying. No, it's not on yet. You're okay. It's not turning on.
I have to tell you that you all have to speak up because there's only one mic and she hasn't got the extra one, so everybody has to talk real loud. Okay?
And this isn't turning on, so I think we'll be without that.
Thank you. Okay. The meeting will come to order. Is it these batteries?
Probably.
You don't have them?
I'm not sure. I'll keep texting them.
No citizens? No comment? Communications? None? No communications. Minutes of the meeting. Need a motion. Move to accept the minutes?
Yeah, that's good.
I need a second.
I second it. Second.
Mary.
Mary, mention your name because he can't hear.
Brenda.
Brenda seconded the motion. Mary made the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. I know. But we do need to do the roll call. Jean, will you start?
Gene Sus,
Mary Clark.
Bob Brawl,
Doris Wazalowski.
And Jan Murray.
Grace Plan.
Brenda Paquette.
Lillian Halpin.
Cheryl Westerman.
Director's report.
So our FY17 budget cycle has been going on. The town asked for level funded budgets at this point until we get farther in the process. So the only changes that we recommended to our budget were an increase to the equipment maintenance line because we're going to have some increased costs with some security upgrades that we're doing. We're upgrading our alarm, so there's a little more cost there. And we also might need to call out people to fix our new sliding doors because the warranty will be up in a year. So if we have to call them out, there would be a cost. And also an increase to the driver's line item to make sure that we have enough to cover our 4 drivers. So the offset to that was a decrease to our fuel line of the budget. So that's where it is right now. The equipment maintenance is in there for $500 more. The driver's in there for about $1,000 more, and the fuel line is decreased. That still has to go to the finance committee, and then we'll go to town meeting. So this is for the budget that would start in July from the town. We submitted the final invoice for the Aging Mastery Program and received those grant funds in. That was from the Mass Council on Aging. That was $878 that went toward administering that program and all the refreshments and awards that went with that program. We have a new Shine counselor. Our previous Shine counselor has left to pursue another opportunity. So Shine is the needs of everyone. So if anyone has questions about healthcare, Medicare, we have a counselor who comes once a month and helps people by appointment. So our new counselor's name is Pat Morris, M-O-R-R-I-S, and he will actually be able to come twice a month, and he will be starting next week on Tuesday the 19th. So there's still some appointments available for that day, but it's as usual, people call the front desk and request an appointment for him. So he'll be starting and he'll be here
How
often.
many days does he come?
He should be here twice a month.
Okay.
There is 1 month coming up that he's traveling a little bit, so he'll be here one day. But in general, he'll be here 2 days, and it'll be a Monday or a Tuesday usually, which is a change. It used to be Friday mornings, the last Friday of the month. So we'll actually get some more hours out of this counselor than we did from our previous one.
Is that the one that's picture in the newsletter?
Yes, his picture
It'll
will
be in the February issue?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm standing next to him, and I look about 2 feet tall because he's about 6'3". So Bob said, "Let's take a picture." Didn't realize you're quite so tall. So, but nice gentleman, been doing it for a while, and he should be a nice addition to the center. Capital projects. I have no new updates on the doors. We're still working on it. We're moving forward with the alarm upgrades that we hope to do. The furniture, we've been researching options for different chairs for the room next door, because a lot of those chairs are failing, the metal is moving to the side. So we've been looking at some stackable chairs, the tables that we talked about here to replace in the next room. But we're holding off on purchasing until we see what our new outreach coordinator needs for her new office. Because right now we have a very small desk in there, no file cabinet. She's going to need some furniture from that budget. But then we will start moving forward to purchase some of those items that we discussed. The upcoming programs we have this week, why we were late getting into this room, is we've offered free exercise classes for this week. So we had free muscle building yesterday and saw quite an increase in people who came to try out the class. We had free yoga this morning. Thursday morning at 10 a.m. is strength and balance class, so that will be free for that day to encourage people from the new year to try a new class. They're only $3 normally, but this will hopefully get some new folks trying them out. The AARP tax program, when we have professionals come into volunteers from AARP to help people with their income tax, that program is going to start on February 1st. This year they will not be located in this room, they'll be in the media room, which is all the way off the dining room, because now Canasta is in this space. So they'll be here Mondays, starting February 1st, and April 4th will be their last day. So we've started taking appointments, and we'll continue until they're full. We have an Alzheimer's and dementia presentation for families and caregivers tomorrow evening, January 13th at 6 o'clock. That will be here in the Goddard room at 6 o'clock. It's provided by a grant, and it's aimed at caregivers and families to give more information, and hopefully that can lend them some information support. We had discussed before the municipal aggregation program. That's the electric rate that the town had entered into to give people in town a better rate on their electricity. We have a representative from that company coming on January 28th to answer anyone's questions. So you should have seen on your bills that came for January, it'll say under supplier, probably a different name. So that's the company that will be coming out and be able to answer questions about that program directly.
Is it already started?
I believe it started in January. So you should have noticed that difference. So that first bill should come.
$69.
You don't know the name of the supplier?
I believe it's Colonial Energy.
Not much.
Colonial Power Group.
Colonial Power Group. Thank you, Bob.
You have to notify them, or is it automatic for the town?
To go on to this new plan, if you are a National Grid customer and you had not already opted out to some other supplier, I believe it was automatic and you moved over. There were some people who wouldn't have because they signed up for a contract with someone else. So if you had already opted out of National Grid, you would not have moved over. If you were just a normal National Grid customer, unless you decided to opt out, you would have been moved over to the new rate.
Thank you.
The Greendale Men's Chorus is coming on February 3rd at 11. We'll also offer some muffins and coffee to try to encourage people to come in and see the music. We're having a florist come in to do a Valentine's Day Cupid bouquet. There is a charge for that of $12 per person. That's February 9th at 10 a.m. Elderwood Home Care is coming to do a free card making class. They're providing all the materials and teaching how to make several different cards, but their previous sign-up is required for that to make sure that we have enough people, and there's a limit to how many people we can take for that, and that will be February 23rd at 1 o'clock. Brookdale has offered to come in and do a cupcake decorating event, so they'll actually have judges and some prizes for the winning cupcake. That's my director's report.
Can I just make one thing clear? That the people that are watching the meeting on TV, all of the information that you just mentioned will be in the newsletter for February,
That's correct.
okay?
And as soon as our newsletter is submitted and accepted by our publisher, it goes up on the website as well. So anyone can always get it at auburnguide.com
Okay.
and newsletter even before we get the paper copies in
Okay,
hand.
but they can get the newsletter at what places besides the library and the banks?
Libraries, the banks, the supermarkets, the coffee shops around town, town hall.
Doctor's offices.
Okay, that's good. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn. The budget, I have, there's no significant changes to report. The program review, there were two that were sent out in your packet, one which was for the Aging Mastery Program, and the other that was for the Walt Whitman presentation. The Aging Mastery Program we've spoken about before, 12-week program, went very well. The participants reported that they enjoyed the program, good changes in their routine, learned some new things. Hopefully we'll offer that again next fall perhaps. The Walt Whitman presentation went well. It had a small group, but it went well. But the group had some problems in the dining room. Another room would have been a better option for them. So it was hard to tell how many would have come for that program. We had a small sign up, but we were hoping more would come. But this room would have been a better fit for a presentation like that. They would have been able to hear better and not have people walking by in the dining room. So we did hear some feedback about that, that holding a presentation in the dining room in the morning was a bit disruptive for the presenter. And that's my report, Lloyd.
I have a question.
Sure.
Yesterday you had a Java with Julie, and I understand there was no photographer so that it could be put on TV. I have a request to actually ask them to put it on TV because it's very important of all the things she said. And if you ask questions to different people that go to the meeting, they don't remember.
Sure.
So we need to have it on TV if we can do that.
We can
Would you
address
request it?
We can address that with her again. We did address it with her in the past, and
Okay.
her hope was not to just to encourage people to discuss whatever topics might be personal or they might want to discuss that they might
Right.
not be comfortable with doing in front of the camera, but we can certainly request again to see if she
Okay.
has, now that she's done a few, if
Yeah.
she's changed her mind on that.
All right, thank you.
And that program has been going very well. I think we had about 10 people probably yesterday. 12. And, they were in there for about an hour.
Well,
And it's people we don't often see for other things, so it's nice that they take the opportunity to come in and
Right.
see what's going on in the center and speak with Julie.
That it? Newsletter, Bob?
except its newsletter, we were asked by the printer if we could get it out even earlier because of the Christmas holidays and all the church bulletins they put out. So I want to thank everyone who got stuff into me early. We got it out early, we got it back early, and they were very pleased with us. So I want to thank everybody.
Okay. Anything else? No. Old business. Update on the furniture. I think we already got.
Yeah.
New business. Event protocol.
So I don't know if you want to address that, Lillian, or if you want me to from our meeting after that
I
meeting.
would like you to do that.
Okay. We, Cheryl and Lillian and I met after last month's meeting, as we discussed at the meeting, to discuss event protocol. The topic that came up was the wonderful community service award that this group hands out every fall. We've done the last few years at Senator Moore's turkey dinner. It's a difficult time to give out an award from us because there's so many people in the building. There's almost 200 people here, and it's not an event we run ourselves. So it's, I want to allow the event to happen as it needs to from the senator's office because he donates such a wonderful meal for the seniors. So we were suggesting that instead of presenting it at that award, at that event, that instead we wait a few weeks and give the award at the holiday party, at the Christmas FASCA event. That way we could invite both the senator and Representative Frost to give citations, and they would attend if they could. And we'd still have a rather large group, but in this event we host ourselves in-house, so we wouldn't have to worry about how long we want to get up and speak or how the senator is running his dinner. So I think it's a very good suggestion, and I'd like to do that next year, and I think that Cheryl and Lillian agree that that would just give more importance and time for the recipient to speak, for the council to speak and be recognized, and to do it at that event instead of where we've done it the last few years.
Are there any objections?
Is that something we have to vote on?
No.
We
But
don't
are
have to
there
vote on
any
it?
objections? We don't have to vote on protocol.
I don't think we do. It's an
No.
operations issue, but if there's anyone on the council who has comments or feedback that would like it discussed, I think that's certainly welcomed, because it is an award that this group hands
Right.
out.
Right.
But I think it would give it more time and more people that we could invite to the event.
Okay. Moving on, no comments, right? PTO event.
Just feedback, we did offer the PTO event here that was the bingo with the, sponsored by the PTO and hosted by us here at the center. Cheryl attended and watched the event, and I think it went well. All the feedback I heard was positive. We did have seniors attend, and we also had a great number of kids and families attend. So I didn't hear any negative.
I think you're going to
Feedback.
that.
I think it went very well.
Okay. Annual report.
Now is the time of year that the town is putting together its annual town report that will go out to all the town meeting members for the year 2015. So if you just take one of those and pass it, Joyce. This gets submitted from the Council on Aging, so I want to make sure that you all see the material that we're looking to submit and make sure that you're comfortable with it. It's a very similar format to last year. This is not the final draft, so we still have to go through this with a fine-tooth comb and make sure that we're not missing any volunteers or board members that served during this time period. So it's very similar to last year. We included the Aging Mastery Program, the job fair that we hosted, added some of the additional programs that we offered. And most of the numbers that are in here are the new numbers. We're waiting for the WRTA for their total number of trips that we provided. So we're still waiting on that number. And again, this is not a final draft, so please, if you now or in the next coming days go through it and see any names that you think need to be omitted or added in or spelled improperly, please let us know. But it does need to be submitted before we meet again as a group. So I wanted to make sure you all saw it and had any feedback you have or anything else you think should be included or taken out.
Do you need this reviewed before the next meeting?
This, if you all are happy with the format and the direction, I'm happy to submit it if the group is. If we need to see it beforehand, please
Right.
let me know. But it is due toward the end of the month, this month.
Before the end of the month.
Yes.
So everybody will read it and contact any comments to Mignon.
Will the two that are absent be able to receive one of these?
I can send it to them, yes.
Thank you.
Who is the second outreach coordinator? Is that the final?
She is brand new, she'll be starting next week. Her name is Usha Verma.
How do you spell that?
Verma is the last name.
Okay.
Okay.
Do we have upcoming training sessions?
It had been brought to my attention that there was an interest for some volunteers to have a training on, we all here at the center, regardless of the capacity, whether it be on the board or the basket board or volunteers at the front desk, our staff, we all deal with a lot of different personalities and sometimes difficult customers who have a specific request or catch you off guard. And so we have scheduled a training with the employee assistance program that's available from the town, from a social worker. Her name is Jean. I have her last name here somewhere. Jean Howard. She's a social worker with VP Client Services and ESI Group is her company. And she's going to come give a training on Monday, February 22nd at 10:30 a.m. to talk about dealing with difficult people. So this will be open to certainly this board, our basket board. We'll invite volunteers. We'll certainly invite the kitchen volunteers, the staff. So anyone who in those groups who wish to attend, I think they would find it useful. And I find anything like that, sometimes you just get one tip that helps you in a situation you hit 6 months from now.
In life in general, doesn't have
Oh,
to
yes.
necessarily even
Yeah.
be here.
No.
In life in general.
What time was that on the
10:30.
20th? February 22nd?
February 22nd.
10:30.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I'll make sure that everyone gets that in writing beforehand, but I wanted to make Big Council aware first before we put that out there.
Okay. Miscellaneous?
I have a few staff updates. We did have a driver who left recently. Tom Ryan has left us for another opportunity that was very close to his home, full-time opportunity. So we are hiring a new driver. We've had made a conditional offer to a driver. He has to undergo his background checks first and go through his training before he can start, but he has accepted that conditional offer. We have our new outreach coordinator starting next week on Wednesday, the 20th. Her name is Usha Verma, and her office will be the one right outside Cheryl and I, that new office that was created a few months ago. So when she begins and gets settled, our current outreach worker, Shirley, will work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday from 9 to 2, and Usha will work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 9 to 2. So we will have an outreach worker available every day during the week, Monday through Friday. And they'll overlap on Wednesday so that they can discuss cases and work together. So she will be starting shortly, so please introduce yourself or feel free to say hello and make her feel welcome. I think she'll be a lovely addition. She's from Auburn. She has a long history working with older adults in this specific area of outreach. So I think she's going to be a really nice addition to our team and help a lot of people.
What was her name again?
Usha, U-S-H-A. Verma, I believe is the last name, V-E-R-M-A.
Who's the new main driver?
He has accepted the conditional offer. His name is George.
George.
But again, he asked it's a conditional offer until he gets through all the background checks we need to do. When you hire a driver, they have to go through a physical, a drug test, a CORI, a SORI, and several trainings. So we still have a while before he's up to speed.
Right. Thank you. There are no citizens, so there is no citizen comments. I need a motion to adjourn unless there's anything else you want to talk about.
I make a motion to adjourn this meeting. I second it.
Joyce made the motion. Bob seconded. All in favor?
I didn't second it.
Who did?
I did.
Oh, I'm sorry. Will you name your name? Say your name.
Darwin was allowed to be.
Okay. Thank you. Next meeting, Tuesday, February 9th, 10 o'clock.